It sucked after. I sucked
I liked
after.
Battlefield 1 more than Hardline and 4.
It sucked after Bad Company.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Nani? And that's how we start the Jacob and Me podcast. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what the Jacob and Me podcast is, it's where me and Jacob nerd out on a bunch of things in life, like video games, movies, pop culture, and we have some fun at the very end, which we'll get to, which we didn't get to last time, actually. But
Really? Did we skip it last time?
we had to,
Oh.
because of E3.
I don't remember that, but okay.
E3 took
Oh, you're right.
the whole time.
Right.
But
Okay.
anyways, moving on, we have a review, we have a top 10 list that we're re-recording, and then we have a fun little question at the end, and then we get to get out of here. Yay! But before you do that, or before we start, go ahead and like and share and subscribe. If you're listening to the audio version, please go ahead and share and follow us. Know that we do a video version on YouTube. Just type in College Avenue and it should pop up for you. If not, I don't know. Maybe it's broken. But yeah, there should be a link there too, regardless. There's links everywhere.
Everywhere.
But Jacob, let's get into it. Wait, did I introduce ourselves?
Nope.
I'm Richard Rodillo.
I'm Jacob Boyd.
And now we are ready to begin the show.
Yep.
All right.
Are you ready?
We agreed that we're going to do the Incredibles 2 review first.
We did.
But before we actually do that,
Bum, 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 bum.
let's talk about the short that
Plot
became
twist. Okay, yeah.
before the movie, which was Bow, which I think we... Bow. Hopefully, if I said that wrong, please let us know. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Honestly, I could have... not that I'm saying The Incredibles 2 is bad, but they would have just showed me that and said, oh yeah, Incredibles 2, and they just fast forward the whole movie. I would be like, I'm good.
Really?
Yeah, I really like this little short.
Okay. Well, I think you agree with a lot of people.
Yeah, because this is probably my favorite short they've ever done.
I honestly don't remember any of the other ones. I do remember one. I think it was before Inside Out, where they had the volcano.
The mountains. The volcano mountains one. Yeah. It was like heartwarming, but this one just was like, it hit me there, but it was funny as hell, and a lot of it reminded me of my little niece, and how she just runs around and just wanders, but also Ernie a little bit too. But I guess maybe because of that. But it was very much entertaining. An interesting beginning because she's making little dumplings. Spoiler alert. She's making the little dumplings, and then she puts them in, and then her husband eats them real quick and goes to work, and then she eats all of them besides the last one, which comes alive. And that's how it was good. It was interesting symbolism because that was her kid. Technically, at the end, we found out it's her son.
Yeah.
But it was very cute. Just the way it grew, and she was marking it and stuff on the wall.
Yeah.
At first, because obviously I didn't want to assume it was a kid. I was like, maybe she's just a crazy lady and she's hanging out with a dumpling. It would have been funny at the end instead of it being an actual kid. It was just like a.
It ended with the way
it was just actually. It was just a straight dumpling the whole time.
Okay.
And it got just she ate it, and it just replays it. She's like, oh my god, no, it was just a dumpling the whole time. That would have been. I think that would have been better, but it's whatever's. Still loved it. Cute at the end. Sad. I think a lot of these show to be better to people. I think that's what a lot of these shorts kind of get the message of it to be better. I got the message.
Yeah, I guess I felt like I don't know. I didn't really relate to it.
Okay.
I guess, is what. So it was good.
Well, because you're not.
I understood the message that they were trying to convey.
You're not a douchebag to your mom.
but I felt like it was that short was geared more towards the parents, whereas the film was geared towards the kids. I feel like that short was for the parents that brought their kids.
I guess, but I still talking about the symbol,
No, I understand
the messages.
I understand, but that just
kids.
didn't relate. That symbolism does not relate to me in my life. I feel like.
But I still like it.
Okay, fine. It was okay. It was good. There are a lot of people out there on the social medias that actually want this to become a full length movie.
No, don't do that. Because then this goes back to the guys playing chess with himself. I don't want to see a whole movie of that guy. The original Toy Story one.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, no, shut up.
Okay, I'm just.
We don't want.
There's a lot of people they really liked it.
You got Inside Out. That's what you get, grown-ups. Done.
That's true. That movie is that gets you.
Done. That's it. That's all you get.
Okay.
But anyways, moving on to the Incredibles 2 movie review for us. not really a movie review. It's just us talking about it. What did you think about it? What was your favorite scene?
I think the best parts of this movie are any of the scenes that feature Jack Jack. I think Jack Jack is really the one that is the star, the up and coming star of this movie.
He purposely took the show, basically.
Yeah. So that's what he stole the show. I think that without any obviously there's basically no dialogue for any of his scenes except for Mr. Incredible chasing him or whatever. I think probably of all of the Jack Jack scenes, probably the fight with the raccoon is probably for me the best scene in the movie.
I like the scene where he goes to Edna's when he shows Edna that, and then when Mr. Incredible comes back and he's like we jive together, and he's like, yeah, and he goes back to sucking his little lollipop. That was
they both look up at him or whatever. Yeah,
but even before when she got him, and then he transformed his face into her face, she was like, yes! Oh my god, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I mean, even the scenes where it was the fighting scenes, where it ends up Jack Jack is somehow saving the day and whatnot.
Jack Jack laser beams.
Yeah. Pew, 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 pew. He's like, oh, I want to try it. He's your little brother. Dude, what the heck? That, and then it was the scene where they realized what they have. It was Dash and Violet in the car, and it's just us two. And then they look back at Jack Jack and oh wait, no, never mind. We got Jack Jack.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of his scenes, definitely the raccoon. I would say the raccoon scene is probably that was probably my favorite scene.
Because it's also not only was it pretty funny and just their little battle that they had, but if I remember correctly, that's how you find out kind of each of Jack Jack's powers, or the main ones anyway. So there are 7. They say anyway in the dialogue there are 17 total, but the laser eyes, the turning on fire, turning into the beast and turning on fire. Multiplying him, making copies of himself, phasing through the glass door to go out to the raccoon.
Dimensions.
Going through the other dimensions.
Are
we actually gonna try to name
does laser shooting count?
Because there's the solid beam Superman style, and then there's
so
we'll count those two, sure.
And then multiplying.
I honestly don't remember any of the others. They said 17, but I can't think of any others. There aren't that many.
Oh no, he was able to liquefy. Remember?
Oh yeah. Oh, and he can change it. He changed his face into Edna's face.
That.
So he can morph himself.
He's probably indestructible.
Maybe, yeah.
And then he's probably strong, but it didn't show with the raccoon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we can count out. I don't know what the other powers are.
Yeah, I don't know either, but they said 17, so there's 17.
Somehow. If you know what the powers are, list them out for us, because we're stupid.
Anyway, yeah, Jack Jack was the best part of this whole movie.
What was your not favorite scene of the movie?
I think I would have to go with the what's the villain's name? Screenslaver.
Screenslaver.
The Screenslaver review. Not review.
Reveal.
I think that was just they telegraphed it way too much. I think it was I think the movie kind of fell apart after that. I think it was obvious that like we said when we were talking immediately after we saw it, and we were walking out of the theater, they're spoiler alert, one of the brother or sister
was going to be the
from
villain.
Dentech or whatever that company is called, was going to be the villain. So we knew that was coming. I just feel like they didn't do a really good job of having anything unexpected happen for the back half of the movie. So I would probably go with that.
Mine was introducing the new heroes. I was just
okay,
just the weird the girl getting all just too what do you call it, all struck
fangirl
or starstruck.
Yeah,
it was just I didn't feel like it was. I guess maybe it fit. I don't know. It just felt weird, cringy a little bit. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. It felt. I guess maybe I was just too young when the first Incredibles came out, but I felt all of those people, all of the other superheroes that they mentioned, and a couple of the Incredible family, were like they're all X-Men powers. It didn't even dawn
almost
on me.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, because like when there was like the flashbacks when the dad died, it was like one of the two superheroes that he was talking to was like basically Cyclops, and then like the girl that you're talking about that was like fangirling over Elastigirl when she can like make those little portals or whatever. There's a girl in it's not Legion. What's the other? Is it Legion? No, Legion is the FX X-Men show. Anyway, like there are like a whole bunch of them that are basically just rip off X-Men powers.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like not easy to like just like
the dude that can like they basically have like a Magneto,
yeah,
and a Juggernaut, and
at least like they changed like their look and
a
everything.
Psylocke. Violet is basically Psylocke.
I don't know. I don't think there's much you could do without like not having it being like. I think they were like not focused on like making that making it too diverse. They were just like worried about just making the story work.
Yeah, I guess.
So, one thing though, no, because Nicole asked me to make sure because you said there was warnings out for kids that have epilepsy. There's a scene.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. The apparently it's a scene where she goes into the cage. When she finds screensavers,
and like all the walls turn in.
Yeah. So like whenever you see Elastigirl get into a cage and unveils and sees like a set of goggles, that if you do have epilepsy, that's the scene where it's like really intense.
Yeah.
The only other one is probably at the end when they're on the boat.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. When like all the ambassadors and the supers that are there, like looking at the like big like monitor or whatever.
Those are like the two big ones that I remember that are there. Like if you do and if you like are not prepared, those are the scenes that are going to be the ones that you want to probably close your eyes on.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I don't remember there being a warning before the movie started.
I think there was.
I think it's definitely something that should have been there.
Yeah,
because like I've never had any problems with anything like that, but it is like jarring, like because like literally like you're going to see like this like huge screen and like the whole screen is like flashing white and black at you.
Yeah.
So definitely if that's something that impacts you or someone you know, like be careful anyway, just like as you head into the theater.
But I definitely enjoyed the return of all the characters. Everyone had their like little moment in a way, like all from the original movie, the original lineup of characters.
Yeah, I think what was lacking, what there wasn't for me was the there wasn't an equivalent of the like where is my super suit. Like that scene where it's like Frozone and like his wife, like just you always just hear like only her voice.
Well, I think because
like that scene is literally like the scene that's in the trailer. That's literally the whole scene.
I feel like I feel like maybe they should have left that out of the trailer. Like that, I think that's why.
I think the trailer led me to believe that like that scene was going to be longer. Like why would they only show
I think
the only part that they
scene
had?
should have been in the trailer. That's the problem with like the trailers these days. If that scene wasn't in the trailer, I think that would have been it, but not as good.
It was too short though.
But it would have been their little. It would have been the like their kind of thing of what they would have shown that would have been equal to what that quote was or that scene was in the original one.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's nothing you can really do unfortunately about that. But I think that's only because of the way they had the trailer. Like I think we saw the Ant-Man trailer, and I was like, when they I was like, why did they should have just let like?
I don't even like that preview. I don't remember the extended time of him being small. I don't remember that from the trailer. Only from the preview that we saw in theater before this.
That's what I'm saying though. That's why I'm saying like trailers ruin movies nowadays.
Sometimes, yeah.
You probably would have said like I really like that. Like you better be right back or whatever she said.
Yeah.
I think you would have liked it. Not as much, but it would have been something like, oh, that was I would have.
I think it was like he was on the phone to Mr. Incredible. He's like, I'll be back. I'll be there right away. And then like his wife is like, you better be back right away.
But I mean, is there any like big gripes that you have in the movie?
Not really. It's like obviously geared a little bit towards kids, so like the villain aspect of it like suffered a little bit because of that.
This movie was not made for us.
Yeah, sure. So I wish that there had been. I wish that it had been a little bit more serious of a topic. Although I do think that like there were like a couple different messages that I kind of felt they were trying to convey, like whether or not you agree with them or not. I think it was like I think their whole stance on like the supers being illegal and like Elastigirl like doing illegal things like because the law was wrong. I feel like that they were trying to speak maybe to like a little bit. I feel like talking about that is relevant now.
Yeah, exactly at this moment.
Right.
I think like pushing her as like the main character and like talking about like being like a standout woman or like
that, and also how they portrayed Mr. Incredible as like jealous.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like where like they made him like the whole time was like I feel like they tried at the end to like play it as like oh, you'll do great too, but like his initial response was like, oh, obviously you're gonna pick. He was like very prideful and like overly prideful, and we're like, oh, I can do this better than like my wife or whatever. Like he expected him to be the one that was being picked and not Elastigirl. I mean, and like I feel like every time that topic came up, that it was her, not him, I didn't really like the way that they portrayed him.
Yeah, I can agree with that, because if they even just like oh no, like if they said like, oh, we're gonna pick her, and like if you would have been like that first, like when they picked Elastigirl would have been fine, like as that. But like after his dialogue saying like, yeah, like the, you know, he's like trying to get it out and stuff, if they would have just like oh no, you'll do great, it would have done the same thing.
Yeah,
it would have it wouldn't have done anything to the plot, because like obviously he wants to come back, but like I don't think it would have been like something that would have totally changed the movie. And
right.
It would have been looked at the same.
I just feel like they should have used that like sort of response as like a joke a couple times, but like what bugged me about it is that like they kept coming back to it.
Yeah, and it's not just us being men; it's just like it's kind of unnecessary.
Yeah,
feels like.
Yeah, but overall,
you're getting your point across. But
yeah. But overall, I thought it was good. I wouldn't say great, but it was a good movie. I feel that it maybe suffers a little bit because it's been so long since the original. That maybe like I let my expectations get a little too high.
Mine weren't high.
Well, yeah, yours aren't high for anything.
What?
But like, so it was good. It was a good movie. If you have Movie Pass, definitely go see it. If you have children, this movie's not for them. I'm just kidding. This movie wasn't meant for them.
Reload.
Yeah. So, but it was good. I enjoyed it. It was definitely worth it. It had a lot of pretty funny parts. But temper your expectations a little bit. Is what I would say.
Yeah, don't go in with a high expectation of this, like saying like it's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be the best. Like, there's those weird niche, like, you know, Pixar fans that are like, oh, I like this specific one. I like this specific one. Like, if you like the specific one, you'll like it because it continues the story along. And then, but like overall, like I think all Pixar movies, like it's not very high for me easily. I mean, we'll probably do a Pixar movie top 10 list like we're gonna do for the Star Wars ones right now.
Yep.
But yeah, I would recommend it. Like I said, like it's a perfect movie out there for kids. It's a good quality movie. It's not like the ones at DreamWorks that are like hit or misses and stuff, or like the other animated ones. So like Pixar has quality. Like even like I said, it's not one of their best movies they've done. It's still a good movie regardless. I think you're gonna have a good time. It's not as good as Coco, but it's what else. Yeah.
So let us know in the comments what you guys thought of The Incredibles 2. What you guys thought of Bao, the short that came before. Yeah, and let us know what your favorite scene was, what you liked, what you didn't like. And we're going to move on to our first top 10 ranking. And so we obviously, therefore, have to start with the most important top 10 ranking you can possibly do, and that would be Star Wars.
Star Wars, top 10. Let's do it.
Yeah.
This is what we nerd out on, all right? We nerd out on top 10 lists. We make stupid lists all the time. No, we don't really, but now we're going to
start making some stupid
We kind of do in a way. We're like, not it kind of naturally, like in our discussions.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? That's your number one movie? Or he's like, we have that kind of, so this is it on the show. This is actually a re-recording, because unfortunately, the original one.
Technical difficulties.
Yes. But like we did last time, we're going to go through our top 10 lists, and then we're going to basically tell you why.
Yep.
And you want to go first?
Yep. Prepare to get triggered, everyone.
All right.
Trigger warning.
We're going to go 10 to 1. So, yeah.
Bottom to top.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Okay, the worst Star Wars movie of all time.
Here it comes.
Is The Last Jedi. Worse than the prequels. Worse than Solo. Worse than Rogue One. Obviously going to be worse than the original trilogy. I just feel like for me, Rogue One, or not Rogue One.
We're just saying
The Last Jedi.
Yeah, we're just saying.
Oh, we're just listing.
Yeah,
we're not gonna go through it.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
we're gonna go through it, but like
Number 10, Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Am I going all the way through mine?
Yeah, just go
all the way
yeah.
through mine. Okay, sorry. Last Jedi number 10, Phantom Menace number 9, Attack of the Clones number 8, Solo, Star Wars.
Solo.
A Star Wars Story 7. Number 6, Revenge of the Sith. Number 5, Rogue One. Number 4, The Force Awakens. 3, Return of the Jedi. 2, A New Hope. 1, Empire Strikes Back. Boom.
Okay.
There it is. The definitive, cannot be proven wrong. 100% correct. Star Wars top 10 movie lists.
Sure.
Okay.
Anyways, I think I've changed mine a little bit since we were re-recording. 10 is Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
Deep dive, deep cut on you. Good stuff. Anyways, 9 is Last Jedi.
There you go.
8 is Force Awakens.
Dang. Okay.
7 is Phantom Menace. 6 is Revenge of the Sith. 5 is Solo. 4 is Return of the Jedi. 3 is Rogue One. 2 is Empire Strikes Back. And 1 is New Hope.
Wow, so you have Rogue One in your top 3.
I had top 3 last time.
I don't remember that. Okay.
Pretty sure I did.
Alright. Fair enough.
Didn't
Whatever.
I? Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
I'm fine with that.
Alright, would you like now to us to explain our list a little bit?
I mean, like, sure. I mean, like, because, like, mine's better than yours.
Yeah, sure. You have a new movie in your top 3, bro.
I have... So?
They can't. It's like automatically disregard.
That's because you don't like new movies.
That's not true. They're just not better than the original. Okay, anyway. I'm just going to get 1 through 3 out of the way, because 1 through 3 is the original trilogy, and it is great, and it is pure, and it should not be messed with in any other way. And
It already
they
has,
are the
though.
best.
It unfortunately already
They
has.
are the best Star Wars movies that exist.
Thank you, remasters.
They're the ones that started this whole thing. I do have Empire over A New Hope, only because I feel like it's a better movie front to back.
I can agree with that.
Than A New Hope is. So, yeah. So, like, Empire is my favorite Star Wars movie of all time. Moving down the list, I have The Force Awakens and Rogue One. Rogue One is really something that's kind of grown on me the more. And I haven't even, like, I saw it at 2 or 3 times in theaters, and once since then. And I haven't really watched it for a while, but I feel like I look back on it more fondly than I thought I would. So Rogue One has, I feel, crept up the list a little bit. I have The Force Awakens at number 4. The Force Awakens, obviously, like the first movie that they put out for like a really long time, kind of drew everyone back in. You can argue whether or not the direction that they've taken since then has been good or bad. I think people like to claim that it's just a vocal minority that don't like the direction that Star Wars is going, but I feel like there are more people than that. I feel like it's much more 50-50. I feel like the people that are silent are the people that also hate it.
Yes.
Revenge of the Sith at number 6 is the highest of the prequels for me, only because I feel it's the most quotable. Like, with, like, amongst our friends.
I hate you!
Basically the whole Mustafar scene.
You
and,
have
like,
done that yourself.
Yeah, so, like, there are just all sorts of great quotes that come
Anakin,
from... yeah. All sorts of great quotes that come from that. Just, like, it's not really that great of a movie, it's just funny. Especially to, like, pull the quotes out of context. So Revenge of the Sith at number 6. Solo, if you guys, maybe you've seen it. If you have not, we did a review for Solo, A Star Wars Story, so you can check that out. It was a couple episodes ago, I think. And so Solo, A Star Wars Story, just the more I think about it, the more problems I think there are with that movie. And now there's been news that Lucasfilm and Disney are re-evaluating how they're going to construct and like put out their standalone films, or like any future Solo movies and like the Obi-Wan and Boba Fett and stuff like that, like anything that's like not part of the mainline episodic movies. And I was just really disappointed by Solo. It kind of took away from the allure of some of those characters. As you're rolling your eyes at me. Number 8, Attack of the Clones. This is above Phantom Menace only because the Battle of Geonosis is awesome, and I have a nostalgia for the prequels because of some of those scenes. The Phantom Menace number 9. The Last Jedi is not technically speaking the worst Star Wars movie. Like, obviously the prequels technically are worse movies, but The Last Jedi was the first time that I ever finished watching a Star Wars film and was legitimately concerned. I don't like where they've been going. I don't like what they did with Luke Skywalker. I could talk for an hour about all the problems that there are with that movie. And there are plenty of people out there that love it. Like, great for you. There are plenty of people out there that don't like it, that I agree with and have lots of problems with this movie. And I just feel like the reaction that Disney got with Solo, I feel is correlated with... I don't think that Solo was ever going to do great. But I think it did much worse than expected, partially because of the
Distrust.
the division between the fan base that was caused by The Last Jedi. So The Last Jedi, like, I'm concerned for... I'm uncertain that there is anything that they can do with Episode 9 at this point that will save this trilogy for me. Like, I already feel like it's over. Like, I'm not gonna... However this plays out, I'm not gonna like how it ends up going. So that's why I have The Last Jedi number 10.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. That's not like... That's like a... I don't know why I did that. That's not... I'm not, like, trying to make fun of Asian people. I love Asian people. But if anyone that's Asian that gets offended by that, I'm sorry. But I like...
At Richard Review.
I like doing impressions and stuff. So mine is New Hope at 1, just because it's like the gateway drug to Star Wars.
Yeah.
I love Empire, like back to front. I think it's a better movie, but New Hope is like, so it's a gateway drug. It's the reason why you get Empire, so that's why I have it there at 1. 3, I have Rogue One because I think this is the best movie they made so far since the trilogies.
I agree. I agree with that.
Like period, like no matter
even
though against all the other movies, that's the best one since the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And I have it up over Return of the Jedi just because like I love the idea of the movie being no Jedis really, just the Jedi like kind of like religion. You get what I'm saying?
I guess. I mean, it's not that there are no Jedis in Return of the Jedi. There are 2 Sith and 1 Jedi.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
But it's at the end. It's different. Like they weren't the main characters in the movie. Is what I'm saying. Like Vader was barely in the movie.
Who were the main characters in Return of the Jedi then?
No, I'm talking about Rogue One.
Oh, sorry. So I thought you moved on to Return. No, I totally 100% thought that you moved on to Return of the Jedi.
No, I'm saying why I have Rogue One over.
Okay.
I was like, what the hell?
My bad.
On, man?
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, stupid. Okay, I get what you said at the end. Like, okay, I got you. Okay.
All right.
Even though Return of the Jedi makes me feel good at the end, but Rogue One just because like the idea of all like getting the plans and like you don't have to remember the characters, but you just got to know the cause. I think the cause is the biggest part, and you get to learn no more of the nitty gritty side of the universe. You get to learn like just common folk in a way too, like, and it takes away you from like the like being an overpowered like person in this universe to just regular people going at it and trying to do better in the Star Wars universe, and that's why I like it. And at the end, where everyone just dies, I think that at the end, it's like one of my favorite moments in Star Wars. Period. Like they know they did the right thing, and they know their mission was accomplished, and they're gonna, even though they're gonna perish, but like they got it done, and it's one of my favorite moments at the end.
Okay.
So yeah, Return. That's why it's under there. Even though a lot of people don't like Rogue One, I don't care. Come at me. And I have Solo at 5 because I feel like this movie gets a lot of I think it's basically a lot of the relation of why it didn't do good at the box office is because like I think people are telling Lucasfilms like this is not what we want, but like I still think it's a good movie though.
Okay.
I think it's unfortunate that that's the result of it. I mean that's what I like doing sometimes, but I was like, we watched it because of the review, but like. I feel like this movie it's getting the unfortunate treatment of what the people don't want, and I understand that. But I still like the movie. When we go through the review, like we talked about our favorite moments, there's some stuff in there that I don't like, but I think all the characters in the movie were fine. I understand like about like, oh god, we're making the dice bigger than what they are. I understand that the way you got his name, but I feel like for what they got and what they were doing, I think they did a good enough job for me to why I like it more and I can appreciate it more. Okay. I feel like it's gonna be these kids' generation of like a terrible, like what everyone says is terrible, but when they get to our age, they'll be able to defend it in a way. They're like, some people defend like the prequels somehow. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So like they'll be able to do that with these, because I think the standalones obviously are better than the mainline Star Wars movies. Okay, main story one.
Yeah.
I have Avengers 6 like his quotes. I already went over the quotes. There's so many in there. And Ewan McGregor, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's easily the freaking diamond in the rough in all those movies. So, especially this one. And then 7's Phantom Menace. I have it there because I really like Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn. I feel like you saw like a cool like lightsaber fights that you never really like thought could be like lightsaber fights in a way. And it kind of sucks though, like they killed off both those two important characters. I think they would have like done well if they would have continued to live. Like if somehow like that fight became a stalemate. I think
But that's what Clone Wars is for.
That's exactly why I have Clone Wars at the bottom. And then Force Awakens. It's just like it's actually falling down more and more. I like Finn. I don't like Poe. I barely like. I forgot her name. Rey. Yeah. Daisy Ridley. It's starting to grow on me, and why it has a relation to like The Last Jedi too. So like I'm slowly like not liking that one more and more as it goes along. I don't know. It's just like a weird thing. I would have it higher on this list, but I don't want to have it higher. I want it to be a kind of a statement in a way. Last Jedi, obviously, you explained a lot of those reasons. Like I thought it was just like, what is happening? Like, how do you make a movie with Mark Hamill bad? Like, come on, what is going on? Like this the way it happened. There's some scenes I like. I like Kylo Ren. Mm-hmm. He's like one of my. Him and Finn are my favorite two characters out of the new trilogy.
Okay. For me, I would go with Kylo and Rey. I think all of the scenes like between Kylo Ren.
Well,
and
I'm saying as characters. I don't.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, like I like with Adam Driver as an actor.
Yeah.
Because I'm like one of the few people that likes girls, even though like everyone doesn't like Lena Dunham. I get that. Like I'm not even a Democrat, and I like Lena Dunham as an actor, but it's whatever. But anyways, like I really like Adam Driver, but unfortunately he's in like this trilogy. And I felt like that movie kind of. They were just swinging him too much. I felt like too. I got like in the sense of like what direction he's gonna go in.
Okay.
I feel like it would just pick a side and figure it out, dude. Like, come on, get to the point. And then the freaking race, well, a little horse racing, whatever you want to call it, though. That was just
Canto Blight.
Yeah.
Bites. Canto Bight.
How? Why? And then Attack of the Clones, because it was cool. They had those little like scenes like big battles and stuff, but you find out about the stormtroopers and stuff or the clones. And I at my age at the time, I just didn't like the way it looked, and that's what like it's.
Really?
You know, I remember I told you that, and you're like, "Wow, like that's weird." I just didn't like. I was like, it didn't feel believable, and like with Yoda, all animated and stuff. It's just like I like the scene with the Yoda at the end, but I feel like I wanted more, like the Jedi choreograph, like the scenes, like it didn't feel. It felt like blah, like because like Dooku's not. He doesn't move as much. So I'm like you could remind me of Vader. So I'm like,
yeah, I understand that a little bit.
And just like the C-3PO scene, I'm like, what? I'm a little kid. I'm like, this is stupid, dude. I'm not falling for this. Like even the beginning of it too. Like it was kind of. I like the scene where they were chasing him, but like, I don't know. It just weird and like, what's his name? Who's the actor that plays Anakin?
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
His acting is just like, I don't want to say it's terrible. It's just awkward. It doesn't make any sense. Like. You couldn't come up with someone else that was like, I don't know.
I feel like as far as
them,
like Hayden Christensen and like Natalie Portman and stuff like that are concerned, and like the prequels in general, there was I forget who it was or like where I read it, but there was a quote I saw. It was something like for every what we perceive to be like a bad performance, there's like a director or a producer telling the actor that like that's good, that's what they want.
Yeah, but that, like I get that, but like it's just like that whole movie had more cringy moments than Revenge of the Sith, in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, definitely the biggest cringy moments are in
like,
Attack of
yeah,
the
that's why I have it. Like I'm just like,
Yeah.
like it's more than like the Last Jedi's cringy moments. I'm like, that's where I'm drawing the line there. And I get like the cool big scenes where the battle comes in and whatnot. And you see all like the Confederation's like big old like drone or droid things that are coming out on wheels and stuff. That looks cool, but like I'm like, I don't like this.
Okay, fair enough.
And then like yeah, I mean, I don't know. It didn't seem like fun. I mean, even with like Boba, and then the way like Boba Fett died and stuff too. It's just like
Jango Fett died?
Or Jango Fett, my bad, sorry. Same thing, Fett.
You're a fake Star Wars fan. You didn't even know what Fett died.
Oh my god, dude. I don't know. It's just this list. I feel like I can justify things why they are in that spot, and I feel like a lot of people give Rogue One a lot of crap. They're like, you forget the characters. They're like, you don't. That's not the message. Like you're supposed to get out of that. You're supposed to like what they do. They got the Death Star plans. What? And then you got to see Darth Vader like just own so fools. You got the end.
Yeah, that like last 20 seconds is pretty cool.
The CGI face of goddamn Leia. Like, what's going on here, man?
See, they didn't need to do that though.
Yeah, that's the problem. Though.
Everyone knew, like you know what ship you're on.
The thing is like if they didn't have those two, like her face for sure, but like, Tarkin is like it kind of had to make sense. But like if they just did it, the scenes with him like staring in the window still and like having all those conversations together like that, it would have been perfect. And then not showing Leia's face, just showing the back of her head, and like having her grab it and like that, and like not saying hope. Like that movie would be like people would get like love that movie a little bit more.
I had no problem with Tarkin.
Okay.
For me, I don't feel like they didn't need to turn Leia around and then give that cheesy line. Like you know what ship you're on. You know, like that door opens and you see the woman in like the white robe. Like you know who that is.
Yeah.
You don't need that like CGI reveal at the end. That was like it was just pointless to do that.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of see what you're saying about like the mission over like the characters themselves, because I definitely didn't feel like they did a good enough job of making me care about all those people before they died. There were some like definitely cool scenes in that movie.
I think the way they lined it all up to why she's an important character in there because of her father, and they had to make it make sense. And I think they did a good enough job to do that, to where the plot made sense. It wasn't like, oh, she just knows someone that built the Death Star or helped build it. Like there's important things that they set up, especially with the beginning with her being taken away, and then she goes to Saul. If anything, I would want to see her grow up. If anything, it would have been more interesting if they would have did.
So you want like a movie with like her and Forrest Whitaker as like Saw Gerrera?
Yeah, that'd be kind of, or like if anything, like a thing where she like grows up slowly, and then it leads up to the beginning, like just like a quick like 30-second or 60 seconds.
It almost feels like that story would be like if they were to do like a Jen Erso Saw Gerrera thing, it would almost be like a I think Star-Lord and Yondu kind of thing.
That would be a
like,
very dark movie too, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I think it would be interesting.
Where it's like someone who like raised a child in like that sort of like criminal environment, but like that person really cares for that kid. Like at the end of Guardians 2, and like you find out about like when like Yondu and like how,
I'm your daddy.
Basically, yeah. So, like that whole thing, I feel like those two are like kind of similar things.
Yeah.
But like I would be down to see something like that. I think there were definitely like some really awesome moments in Rogue One, like the space battle over. I always forget the name of the planet where they steal the Death Star plane from.
I don't care. Here's a hammerhead.
Yeah, where they like drive the Imperial cruiser into like the shields.
And that's also the guy that ordered that ship that in Last Jedi that goes through the big old destroyer. That ship's named after him.
Okay. Yeah. I remember you telling me that. And then obviously
I'm a nerd.
The Vader scene at the end is like awesome.
Yes.
And I really liked Ben Mendelsohn as Director Krennic. Director Krennic is one of my favorite.
He's a good bad guy.
Yeah, he is.
But he's also
like there were good things in this movie. I just feel like it didn't mesh very well.
Okay. I can see, but I don't agree.
Okay.
But let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun now.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments what you think of our list, what your list would be.
Yeah.
Try to destroy our arguments with actual other arguments.
Or try to...
or evidence or anything.
Yeah. And if we said something or was something incorrect, let us know too. Because we want to know. We want to better ourselves in the Star Wars universe.
Yes.
So we're going to get into a random topic that we always do now, since we didn't do it last time, but that was because E3 was a cluster.
E3! Oh boy, we're going to get real serious here.
What is it?
What is your biggest fear?
Okay, so this can go like any way. Like, you know how Josh hates spiders?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like, for me, one thing that I don't like being around is guns.
Okay.
So, like, I'm not saying, like, well, being in, like, a gunfight or something like that. Was like, just being around a gun is what I figured. Like, it's weird.
Okay.
So, stuff like that. So, like, you can do, like, anything that you are scared of. Or you can go, like, I'm afraid of farting in public. That's what I fear or something.
I mean, probably most people are pretty afraid of that.
I don't care.
Well, but... Okay, whatever. You're a special specimen. I would say, I guess, like, more along those lines. I think of all the ways to go, the one that I would be, like, most terrified of is drowning. I don't do well with water. I, like, had not anywhere near, like, a near-death experience in water, but, like, in my mind, when I was that young, it was a near-death experience in water. And but I like, didn't learn how to swim for a really long time until I was, it was actually Josh's mom that taught me how to swim, when I was, like, probably 10 or 11. Like, I didn't know how to swim for a really long time. And part of that was because when I was younger, we were at, like, a barbecue at a friend's house, and I was on one of those, like, floating beds, and, like, someone came up under me, like, not knowing that I didn't know how to swim, and, like, flipped me over in the deep end.
You're gonna learn today.
Yeah. So, like, that moment, even to, like, this day, like, still traumatizes me a little bit. Like, I just, like, don't really like being in the water when, like, I can't touch the bottom easily. Like, I just have, like, a fear of drowning. Like, I would, like, absolutely... Like, I guess, technically, it's, like, not really that bad of a way to go. Like, it's probably relatively painless. But, like, I have a really big fear of that.
Okay. I don't like big spiders. I can okay with spiders, but I don't like the ones from Australia.
The ones that'll eat your face?
Well,
or, like, eat birds?
Well, that, but just, like, the ones that are just, like, the people, like, put the bowl up, and when the guy puts the bowl down, it's, like, on his, like, shoulder. Like, that's just, like, dude, no.
Yeah.
I think my fear, like, I have, like, a weird, like, imagination, and it might, I mean, I think I have a good imagination, but I think it might backfire on me sometimes when I'm in water. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's, like, something in the water with me, like anytime I go swimming or like that, like, if I'm by myself, cause I sometimes I'll swim by myself, just do laps and stuff. Don't look like it, but but when I do, like, I always feel with this, like, weird feeling that something's in the water with me. So I'm always like, because we're fortunate enough to not have to live in Florida, so I'm not being a dick to Florida, but Florida sucks. But, you know, alligators are a thing out there.
West Coast.
Yes, and, like, just, like, the feeling of, like, there's, like, an alligator, or, like, for some reason there's a goddamn shark in the water. You know, like, I don't know what that is, but, like, where that comes from, but I always have that weird feeling that, like, that is, like, one of the things. Walking into spider webs, I don't like, and, like, that's the thing not that I'm, like, I can handle it, but when it happens, it sucks. Like, goddamn. It's not that I don't like spiders, it's just I don't like the feeling on my face. Bro, like, go a little bit higher. That's where the flies are. I think another thing, too, is, like, this might be a little bit too much of, like, not the hood, but I'm always, like, looking behind my shoulders when I walk around, no matter what the neighborhood is. And, like, even if I'm in, like, a neighborhood in, like, Foothill, like, dog, like, I don't care. Like, that thing's lit up over there, so, like, that's even worse. So, like, it's not just, like, for a person that might come up and rob me, but it's, like, a freaking mountain lion that I'm scared of. So, I'm like, that. Because, like, we know where the mountain lions are. They somehow got down to Stater Brothers where Josh does live. Like, what the heck? Like, stuff like that. I'm like, I don't want to go like that. I'm not scared of, like, bears for some reason. I don't care about bears. I'll mess a bear up. I'll mess a wolf up, dog.
You'll mess a bear up?
Yeah, dude.
I'd like to see that fight.
Like I've been pretty close to bears. I remember like one night we slept out in Yosemite. The last night, for some reason we do that sometimes. We'll just not sleep in our tents. We'll just sleep outside. So screw it, for fun. And let's just say I was like pretty close to a bear. It was about 5 feet, and like I was just awake for some reason, and I just see this big old mama bear, dude. Just like I was like, is that a car? Like that's how big the bear. Like it felt like it was like a car. Like it was probably not as big as a car, probably like half the size. But damn, dude, that thing was huge, and I was just like, oh, that's a bear. And I was like, hey Joe, there's a bear here. Hey, get out here, bear! Basically, like the bear takes off. That's it. Like I'm like, it's not that I'm like not used to bears or like I'm not afraid or I'm used to bears. It's just like I know what to do when a bear's around. I don't know what to do when a cougar or a mountain lion's around. Like, even like for a grizzly bear, I know, like, I technically know what to do. You just stand your ground, and like, hopefully, when it gets to 3 foot away from you, it turns around. You know, if not, you're screwed. Because if you run,
what's that always? You don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun your friend, right?
But if you're all by yourself,
yeah,
yeah, there's no, But yeah, I don't know, I avoid car accidents. I think we talked about this. Avoiding car accidents by keeping you up at night, in a way, sometimes like that. I'm like, how do I avoid this? Play situations in my head, like, how do I turn? Stuff like that. I'm just weird.
Playing a VR simulation?
In a way. I guess I fear being the last person alive in our PUBG matches because I don't want to disappoint you guys too.
All that pressure, everyone spectating you.
Yeah. I mean, you did clutch the other night when we played, but
yeah, you're right, I did.
I
wish I had that recorded.
Or being the last one in Siege or something like that. Like I hate that.
No, I understand that.
Actually, you know what? One of the last things I hate, or one of the things I feared all the time, was being the last batter in the baseball game. That I hated. Like being the last one. Like, oh, you're the last out. If you, I'm like. I've only been in the last out like maybe a couple times, but like I hate that. Like I'm so afraid. That's like the worst feeling I think I've ever like felt like emotionally, I guess, or something like that. It's just like I hate like letting people down like that because like I like baseball, but like I knew people on my teams like that I played like love baseball way more than me and take it way more seriously than me, and I always like hated like disappointing those kids, even though I was a kid. But I felt like I should be better.
You feel like peer pressure kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah. And that's like one of the things I hated like most. Yeah. Probably. Like, or I feared a lot. I just like going through the lineup like like, oh no, like it looks like I'm gonna be last. Like, just get a base hit or something, dude.
Yeah.
That's like one of the things I hate the most.
Yeah.
Or fear the most. Or feared. I can't do that anymore.
Past tense. Fear. Yeah. Conquering fear.
But what about you guys? What do you guys fear in life? If it's real deep and dark and secretive, or you don't want to do it, it's fine. But if it's like real crazy, let us know because I want to know. Top me right now. Do it. Can you mess up a bear like me?
I don't think that's gonna go the way that you think it's gonna go.
Oh, bear! I'll mess a bear up, dude.
All right.
I'll just be like, "What's up?"
Sure.
But no, that's not my penis. That's my arm.
Okay.
Anyways, that's been the Jacob and Me podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe. And go ahead, if you're listening on the audio versions, do the same thing. Follow, give us some love. Know that we do this video and an audio version. So College Avenue on any of those sites should be good. If not, there's a link down below in the description. Oh, I lost my voice there. And that's been it. I've been Richard Radio.
I'm Jacob Bullard.
And we'll see you guys next time in the next edition of the Jacob and Me podcast.